English with Deck. Hey there, how is it going? You know, it's Friday. We're getting there. Another week, almost under the belt. Let's do it. It's Deck here from Deck English with another episode of English with Deck. Let's go. Well, if you were to take a look at my schedule for today, you'd say, Deck, are you taking the day off? Are you working today? Because I have a pretty open morning, work schedule wise. But actually, I did two very early morning classes, back to back. So that's 2 hours right there. And then from 3 till 4, 4 till 5, and then I've got another one at 6:30. So that's 5 classes throughout the day. It's not loads. It's not a small amount either. It's that good median. It's that good middle ground, in my opinion. You know. But like I say, if you were to look at my schedule, initially you'd think, "Whoa, Dick, you got loads of time today, mate. What are you doing with yourself? How's this the only episode you've recorded so far today?" Well, I'll have you know right there. Just take a seat for a second. I'll let you know that what has been going on today. You know, after I finished those two early morning classes, which were fantastic, by the way, and today is 2026, May the 22nd. So, guys, if you are listening, you know who you are, my early morning two. Feel free to give yourselves a pat on the back. You did fantastic today. Yeah. Where was I? Oh, yeah. After that. Oh, gosh. If you can't make yourself laugh, who can you make laugh? Okay. Yeah. After those two classes, it was getting downstairs as quickly as I could because my wife had to get to work pretty quickly. Usually she doesn't go at 7 a.m., but today, just because of appointment later, she had to leave a bit earlier because she has a pretty flexible job in that sense that she can sort of change her shift as and when needed. Anyway, so she had to get out of the house as quickly as she could, so I scooted downstairs, to assist with the morning school preparation, grab a little bite to eat for breakfast, and yeah. Anyway, I entered the kitchen, chaos, pure chaos, The baby is in the high chair, just dun 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 on the high chair. My eldest daughter, to be fair, she was reading her book at the table, but she was reading out loud in a little sing-song voice, so she's reading at a pretty high volume. The baby's dun 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 dunning, and my wife is just getting a few things ready. So it's organised chaos. If you know, you know. So yeah, my wife got herself out the door, off to work, and then I took my eldest with the baby. We took her to the bus stop just down the road, dropped her off at the bus stop, and then me and the baby tootled back home. We walked fairly slowly, We had to get to places. We had places to be, but we had some time to spare. So we tootled back home. We ambled slowly. We walked slowly, in other words. Anyway, we got home. I just did a bit more tidying up, a bit more sorting out, and then dropping her off at nursery, back home, a little more tidying. Then I went to the dentist. Had a good old teeth cleaning there, checkup. Wow, amazing service. I've mentioned this before. I will say it again. I will shout it from the rooftops as loud as I can. The dental service here, especially where I am at the moment, is fantastic. absolutely recommend. um, yeah, then after that, what did I do? Ah, yes, I came back home, grabbed a little bite to eat, and then went to the shop because I realised we don't have any milk, so I figured I'd take a walk as I haven't had a run today or really done much exercise so far today. So I walked along the beach to the local shop, recorded one video for YouTube on the way, and then on the way back as well, I recorded a second one. Came home, and now we're here. So yeah, I've had a pretty full on morning. You know, lots of things being done, achieved, and whatnot. But still, yeah, things to do today. No messing around. You know, all systems go and all that. But you know, when I was in the shop, I was walking past the drinks aisle, not the alcoholic drinks, mind you, the soft drinks. And immediately a new range caught my eye. And it was the Okinawa uh, salt and shikwasa. I think I've said that right. Yes. It's a really tricky word to say. Shikwasa. 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 Ho ho ho. Yes, the Okinawan salt with shikwasa. Because it's summer now, or near enough summer. Or at least it feels like summer anyway. And it really reminded me that in Japan, now, if you've been to Japan, or you are coming to Japan, or you live in Japan, you will probably have heard of the seasonal goodies, the seasonal flavors. Now, Japan is really big on seasonal things. Of course, we are all are, you know. All countries in the world have like a seasonal theme, you know. But one thing I noticed with Japan, well, partly the vegetables are very seasonal, and then that means that what you eat on your table is very seasonal, and it still is, even in this day and age. And that even goes as far to the what is released in the shops, in Starbucks, in other coffee shops, in the convenience stores, everywhere. So quickly, I just thought I'd, explain really roughly. There are so many other flavors out there, but I will just say the main ones today. Now, in spring, around March to May time, well, spring revolves around, cherry blossoms, green, and sweet and salty flavors. So that goes from sweets all the way to beverages, everything. Now, the big one, the main one, the big Japanese one is the sakura, the cherry blossom. Now, quite often it's pickled in salt and it's infused in, sakura mochi, so pink mochi, wrapped in a cherry leaf, Kit Kats, lattes, various pastries, and other drinks and cakes on top of that, like cookies as well, of course. And then, of course, you've got the good old strawberry. Well, strawberries are absolutely to die for here. They are on another level just in the sense of the production scale is huge. And again, many sweets, candies, pastries, drinks, etc., will end up being strawberry flavored around this time. A big one, a traditional Japanese one, is the daifuku, which is like the mochi wrapped around a fruit, or otherwise known as the fruit mochi. And of course, matcha green tea flavored things. Now, this is all year round, of course, but obviously in spring is when the fresh tea leaves are harvested, so you'll see an uptick in matcha flavored goods. And then, that kind of brings me into what I bought today, the Okinawan salt with shikwasa. or otherwise called salty shikwasa, as it says on the bottle, actually. And that is a run drink flavour you will see everywhere. Partly because of the weather getting hotter, and all the way through summer it is ridiculously hot and the humidity is high, so salt intake is very important. But on top of stuff like this, you get, well, peaches, watermelon, that kind of stuff. And obviously that's in like, well, the natural fruit form, but obviously in sodas or pops, as we call it in England. The big one is shaved ice, kakigori. And, well, you get it in various sizes, various forms, but basically you buy it and it comes in like a bowl. You have like a spoon, which sometimes doubles as a straw, and you just eat. And it's got like a syrup drizzled all over it. It's like covered in this syrup. Very, very sweet, very refreshing, and a real summer treat. Yeah, kids absolutely love it. They go crazy over it, partly from the flavour, but also because of the amount of sugar. So fruits are obviously in abundance during the summer months, and of course, I won't leave out yuzu and sudachi. So these are really tart, bright Japanese citrusy fruits. They're very popular, iced teas in beers, desserts, and even water flavored, as in flavored water. So you'll get yuzu flavored water and stuff like that, of course. Now down to autumn, as we call it in England, which is probably September to November at a push. You've got the good old sweet potato. And now this is wow. I mean, I like it. I'm not a huge fan. My wife, for example, is an absolute fiend for this. If you're not sure what fiend means, it's basically like someone who sees something. My wife sees the sweet potato and she just buys it without thinking. She has to buy it. Sweet potato flavored goods, especially sweet potato itself. Um, yeah. So sweet potato is a real autumn staple. Lattes again, baked goods, limited edition ices, ice creams. Again, breads, and of course the sweet potato themselves. They sell it as like a baked good, and you just buy it in the supermarket, in a random shop, from a food stall quite often, and sometimes they have a little cart, which is absolutely incredible to see because on a speaker system, I won't even try and say what he says because I'm not entirely sure. But the guy is, I think it's recording usually, but then he's basically shouting or broadcasting. He's broadcasting sweet potato, we have sweet potato. And this guy is, well, these days they drive the little truck, but in the past they used to pull a cart selling these. Anyway, on to the next one. Chestnut and pumpkin are another absolute autumn staple. Again, same sort of things, drinks, lattes, but beer you might get. Pumpkin beer, I've seen that. And of course the pastries and stews as well, which is really interesting. And lastly, over to winter, which is, well, probably, December to February, more or less. Winter flavors, they focus on warming the body, same as all over the world. Mikan, which is a mandarin orange, well, that is honestly, it's an ultimate winter fruit, in my opinion. They are in abundance where I live. You just honestly, you're sick of them by the end of winter because we eat so many of them. But they are obviously full of vitamin C, so can't complain and all that. Okay, so yeah, you've got the oranges and again yuzu. because it gets thrown into the hot pots, the broths, and winter teas, obviously. And this one's fun because strawberry, well, it makes a second appearance for the year, because actually that's when some of the highest quality harvested strawberries will be, harvested and distributed. So, in Japan, very seasonal, very specific to the season as to what you can and cannot buy easily around you. Of course you can, but as soon as it hits the specific season, well, that's all you will see, at least in the main supermarkets and shops. So, yep, back to my drink I bought today. Well, I was strolling past the drinks section and immediately this caught my eye. And I was like, woohoo, summer is here. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. And remember, English doesn't have to be difficult.